When I hear the name Godox, I think of lights, and, well, more lights. Godox makes powerful strobes and LED lights affordable to those of us who don't have the budget to match our ambition, and over the years they've become a staple in a lot of photographers and videographers' kits. So when they approached me to test out their wireless lav kit, I was understandably skeptical. I've passed on pretty much every wireless lav review email that's come my way, but I like the brand, I have a history with them, and I decided to give this thing a shot, and today I'm going to tell you all about it. Hey everyone, it's your favorite HDMI to micro HDMI cable that still works, Omar here, and today I'm going to give you my thoughts on the microphone I've been using for 100% of my phone videos and the majority of my own videos on YouTube for the past 2 months. It's this little thing, the Godox Cube C. Also a quick note, because it makes sense, I'm going to be using the Godox lav for this video, just got it tucked down here, because, well, a video about a microphone is a little odd if you're not using that microphone. At least I think so, right? Right. So getting right into it, budget microphones horrify me. I've used them in the past and they cut out if the receiver wasn't on the same level as me, like height-wise. Very, very odd. And there was always some random static popping sound, and they'd all just end up being a waste of money. And that's why I, like many others, ended up with the original DJI wireless mic, along with, later on upgrading to the wireless mic 2. So when I saw what they retailed for, I set my expectations exactly where the price is, and that is very, very, very low. If you're looking for a quick review, the Cube C kit probably has the highest value proposition of all the wireless lavs on the market, with a few little asterisks on the side there. And that's, if you want to find out what those are, that's what you should stick around for. So in the box, here's the box. In the box, you'll find the all-encompassing case that keeps everything pretty organized. I'm a fan of it. It's like a hard foam box that keeps its shape, so like it's not gonna get crushed if you toss it in a bag. And opening it up, you'll find the necklace mount that I always use, which is my favorite one in my opinion, like the best mounting option of all the ones that you have. A 3.5mm TRS cable, the USB-C charge cable, along with a lightning adapter for anyone who's going to be using the main transmitter on their older phones. I think that's how that works. It's not, unless it's like to charge it from the iPhone. There's the USB mic receiver for all other phones, which is brilliant because it's smaller than all other competitors' phone mic receivers, and it pairs very, very quickly. Both of them. Like this thing pairs really quickly, can go back and forth between your main camera and your phone if you really wanted to, like within 2 seconds. All it takes is a double tap on the receiver and a double tap on the transmitter, the microphone, and they will just connect. Big fan of this thing. I've adored using it for TikTok and IG stories, along with any voiceovers while I was on the go. There are 2 dots that show 2 microphones because it's a 2-mic lav kit. And flipping over to the main event, you see 2 wind muffs and the charge case that houses the receiver for your camera and 2 teeny tiny super small wireless lavs. I cannot stress how much I love the size of these things, and after being subjected to the massive DJI Wireless 2 mics for so long, like, it's just nice to have something small, compact, and not an eyesore. That being said, there are definitely some features that I missed that I'll talk about in a little bit. It's really easy to hide this thing, but I do want to note that the very clean and non-attention drawing aesthetic they went with is great. If I were wearing it externally, I'd still probably get a black sticker or something, but between the size and color, it isn't distracting like the DJI mics are. So that's all the stuff that you get. Now we're going to talk about the features while you smash those like and subscribe buttons if that's a thing people still do. Like many other wireless lavs, this has a noise canceling feature that works pretty well. It's not super aggressive. It doesn't make it sound like you're in the tin can, and I'm actually using it right now. I'm not sure you can see the orange light through this really thin shirt. Maybe if I press it, you see that? The orange light indicates that it's working. All it takes is a simple button press and it activates. You press it again and it takes it off. It's really good for loud environments, especially if you're at an expo, convention center, somewhere that's really loud and you're trying to talk. Otherwise, for most scenarios, I personally prefer not modifying the audio and doing all my processing in post. But if you want to shoot real quick and post real quick, this is a pretty handy tool to have. You can actually control this along with the gain levels through the Godox app if you're using it on your phone. If it's attached to a camera like it is right now, it doesn't work, which maybe they can do something about that in the future, but I'm guessing it's like a size and connection thing. It's also less important since you can manually adjust the gain on your camera. You can't really do that on a phone. So if you test the footage on the phone and you find that you're blowing out the audio or that it's really hard to hear at the regular volume level, you can go in and you can adjust it so that it's at an adequate level, and that way you don't have to do any post-processing. Not a whole lot of customization, but it's definitely more than I expected at this price point, and it's probably, again, more important to have that for your phone. So what about the range? After all, a wireless lav can have all the bells and whistles, but if it doesn't have any range, then it's completely useless. To find that out, I recruited the help of my sister. So this is my little sister. We're going to thank her for volunteering here. And this is the rig. So you're going to see what I see when we're measuring out the distance on this. The claim is 300 meters, which is about 985 feet. I don't believe it, and that's line of sight, by the way, so I have to be actually facing the camera and the receiver. We're going to see if that holds up. I got a lot of meat on me, so when I turn back, I'm assuming that's going to cut by half at least. Honestly, if it makes it out to 100 feet, I think that's pretty reasonable, because beyond 100 feet, what are you even doing recording audio from that distance? I don't fully understand. Anyway, my sister's going to be monitoring me. You see the headphones she's got on here. And she's going to give me a call once I start cutting out, and then we'll start testing things out towards the extreme. So let me, first off, take my phone off silent. Let's start the recording here, and I'm going to tuck this in right here. And I'll start reading some articles off of like Petapixel or something. Shout out to those guys in case they see it. I am a premium member, a Petapixel member, so hopefully you forgive me for reading these, but
I have you on speed dial.
Okay, cool. So thank you. So now we are going to get started. I'm going to start right from here and go. So before Star Wars, George Lucas was really into shooting Formula One cars. Can you hear me, by the way?
Yes.
Good. Before George Lucas became one of the most influential figures in modern cinema, he was a teenager immersed in Modesto, California street racing culture during the early 1960s. In fact, his original aspiration was to become a professional race car driver. That's actually kind of cool because I really like doing stuff like that. Oh, no good?
No good.
Already?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
But you can't hear me from here?
It started crackling.
Okay, yeah, good to know. Okay, so we are now at 91.7 feet, and it cut off while I turned from the back. So let me try to, this will go backwards now. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna keep walking, and you tell me when, I guess it cuts off again. Wow, only 91, I only made it through to the first paragraph.
That's crazy.
All right, just let me know.
Okay.
However, that dream was cut short by a near-fatal crash shortly after his 1962 director John Frankenheimer's Formula One drama. According to Skywalking, what's up? Off?
Yeah, you're cutting off.
So is it like crackling at this point, or?
It just started crackling.
Here. Though he admired Grand Prix cinematic ambition, particularly the visual style shaped by designer Saul Batt.
You're crackling.
Okay, so this is 408 feet. 408 feet, that's a little less than half of the claimed 300 meters. Can you even see me on the camera there?
No.
Yeah, you can't, right? Like this is a ridiculous distance. Yeah, that went about exactly how I expected it to. So what about drawbacks then? Are there any? Well, yeah, but they might not be reasonable. The one thing that I really, really, really wish these things had, and I think that any company who figures this out will end up having a category-leading product in the future, is that I wish it had onboard recording for a background track. I love 32-bit float. I don't need 32-bit flow for this thing. 32-bit flow is a ridiculous ask, but I think the next iteration of this can in fact have onboard recording. So when you go too far and it starts clipping and making static noise, and it cuts out, you still have that backup track so you don't really lose any of your audio. I've had safety tracks for years now, and it's always provided reassurance that I wouldn't be struggling for audio recovery at any point in post-processing, and that's a pretty big deal. So that's it. That's the only ask I have of a sequel, of a second iteration of this. And while I know no one on the market does this, I know eventually someone will. So my overall verdict on this is that it's a good buy for anyone looking to make videos, but I can't overstate just how good this is for phone content creators. It's easy, it connects quickly, the receiver's small enough where you can just pop it in your pocket without it getting snagged and popping off, and the audio doesn't need any post-processing for most of those videos, plus you get the custom gain control in the app. That's pretty much it for this video, but are there any features in the next version that you think should definitely be included that I missed? Hit those like and subscribe buttons on your way down to the comments to let me know, and as always, I'll catch you at the next video. See ya.